Hey, what's up, yo? Today is a bit different from the usual. Um, I'm going to show a way on how to make some gold in World of Warcraft. Um, what you need to know about this method, it's all about selling transmog sets from the Darkmoon Fair to the auction house and getting those Darkmoon sets with little to no effort. These Darkmoon sets on my realm sell around 100 to 200k. The most popular one being the Dark Mantle leather set. It's like this blue, kind of like ninja set, you could say. And with class tri characters, you can get them in little to no time. Usually they take quite some time to farm. You would need to do a lot of dailies, do a lot of Darkmoon shenanigans, but with this method you don't really have to do any of that. So what you basically want to do is create as many class tri characters as possible, and what you need to know that there's an hourly limit to that. You can only, I think, in an hour create 5 class tri characters. And there's probably, I'm not sure for certain, I know that there's a weekly limit because I already reached it, but I think the weekly limit is about 10 class tri characters, or like 15. So you can't do it infinitely long, otherwise it would be even more insane, but trust me, it's still worth it by a lot. So how do we obtain like those Darkmoon tokens to buy these transmog sets with little to no effort? You might be thinking. The way I do it, I have a character. I have just called him Darkmoon character, Darkmoon Char. I have called him, which I transferred a bit. Like I sent him a bit gold, and he's like I'm buying with that character like the Darkmoon crest items from the auction house. Each of those quests give around 5 to a maximum of 15 tokens. It depends what quests you selected. You wanna basically you don't need to have every quest, you just have to achieve a total of 50 Darkmoon tokens with quests. So the quests for the Darkmoon Fair are really not expensive at all. You can see it and how many I have in my bag right now. They are much cheaper when the Darkmoon Fair is not active, because you can't use it when it's not active, so people just wanna get rid of them. So what I would recommend is buy them before the Darkmoon Fair actually starts to make the most profit off of it. But regardless of it being active or not, if you have enough gold, it will still be profitable to buy them, even if they're a bit more expensive. You really don't have to have a lot of money to make this way of making money profitable. But the most expensive thing for this method is to buy Darkmoon Daggermaw. You need a total of 100 Darkmoon Daggermaw, because you need to buy a quest off of the Darkmoon Fair, which, if you complete it, gives you as a reward 100 Darkmoon tokens, which is around one set. You need 150 tokens. With the 5 quests, you got 50 tokens, and those 100 basically give you enough to buy 2 sets. On my realm, 100 Darkmoon Daggermaw are around 7k gold. If you have a lot of gold, this won't bother you whatsoever. You will definitely make profit of it either way. Even if you buy them for 15k gold, you're most likely still gonna make profit off of it. Now you're gonna see this method in action. So we have our 5 quests, which will give us 50 Darkmoon tokens, and we have 100 Darkmoon Daggermaws. So that means we have enough to buy 2 sets if we turn everything in. So this is the quest giver, in which we just turn in our quests, so that we get 50 tokens. Depending on the quest, you have to turn them at different spots in, because different quest giver, obviously. So in this like takes around, like one run takes around 10 minutes at max, probably less, and you get 2 sets of it, which is depends on the realm. Like I would say the 2 most expensive items that you could probably buy are the shoulders and probably the chest, which can be sold if you're lucky for 80k gold. Most of the time, if you just wanna get them, if you just wanna sell them fast, you sell both for 25k gold. And I just bought the quest, the Faded Treasure map or something it's called. So now we have to collect 4 clues. That was the reason to why we needed 100 darkmoons. So you can see the spots where the clues are. You just have to collect all these 4 spots. One thing that I have to mention as well is the way I set up the class try characters. I basically create as many class try characters as I possibly can, and when I am done with it, also you wanna basically name your class try characters in a way that you like remember them, because you have to send them items to. So if you just name them, I don't know, something that you can't remember, you will have a hard time sending mail to those characters, which you need to do. So when I have created those class try characters, I basically log onto my onto the alt that has all the crests and darkmoon darkmoons in his bag, and send each item to my class try characters. So you will wanna send your class try characters basically so many quests that it will give them 50 darkmoon tokens and 100 darkmoon darkmoons you want to send them. And I usually do it so that I place them, the characters at the darkmoon teleporter guy, so that I just have to log onto them and basically go to the darkmoon faire and just finish that, and I don't have to like collect bunch of mail first. I just do that separately, if that makes sense. You also wanna try to create class try characters way before the darkmoon faire hits, so that you can basically do like that you basically have more characters you can possibly do this on, if that makes sense, because there's a weekly maximum, and if you create like 10 like let's just say 7 class try characters before, like 2 weeks before darkmoon faire hits, you can actually abuse it even more, if that makes sense. So there's a lot of preparation you can do with this kind of like method, simply because like items are much cheaper when darkmoon faire is not active, so you can buy items when the darkmoon faire is not active, so you make even more profit, and you can like set up these class try characters way before darkmoon faire, so when it hits you can just immediately get going, and you can even create more class try characters that week if you have already a few ready to go, if that makes sense. So that's basically all there is to it. I would say that this method is insane. I would have to make a rough estimate. It's really hard for me to make this estimate on how much money you can earn with this, but this was basically 2 hours of work, maybe 3 hours of work at max, and I've spent around like 20 to 30k at max to for preparation and buying the items that are required for this method. So, and I got in 3 hours of work basically 5 dark mantle sets. One dark mantle set I sell between 100 to 150k gold, and I have 5 of them, which I would say, if I'm just gonna go from the lowest possible outcome, it would be 500k gold in 3 hours, and the maximum outcome would be 750k in 3 hours. But keep in mind that you just cannot do this infinitely, so judging of hours is kind of like a bad way to do it, simply because you are limited with this method. You cannot infinitely like do this method and make the same amount of money. This is just like a 1 month kind of thing. You could go really try hard into this method, and if you really like out to make some gold, you could create odds, level them to 15, and do the same thing with that. I'm very sure that will be as will give you really profit as well, and but that just takes a little bit more time. But it would definitely be worth it. So it depends on how hard you wanna go with this method, on how much money you make. The way I currently do it is that I'm just doing whatever. I'm basically just, it's for me a monthly thing. When Darkmoon Faire hits, I'm gonna make a bunch of gold, and then I'm done with it. So, but that would just mean every month like easy 500k gold in less than 3 hours of work. If you wanna go try hard with this, you can make even more money than just 500k or 750k gold, but that would require more effort. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you will abuse this method to the maximum, and I will see you in the next video. See ya.